Hello and welcome to GC360, where news comes full circle. I'm Michael Warwick.
And I'm Deanna Hamilton. On this edition of GC360, the Student Fee Committee votes on a budget change that could have a major consequence on the athletic department.
And a program that seeks to further educational development in Baldwin County elementary schools. All that and more on this edition of GC360.
The terrorist attacks in Paris have reverberated around the world, including here in Milledgeville. The flags on campus have been flying at half-staff in keeping with Governor Nathan Deal's order. To honor the victims, the governor ordered flags on state property lowered until Thursday. Georgia College tennis player Camille Claze-Peugeot is a French native whose loved ones were in Paris when the attacks happened.
I have a couple of friends and family in Paris, and some of them were actually where this happened. They were texting me. They were safe, but they were in the buildings next to the main shooting, so they were very scared. And I was on the phone with one of my friends, and I could hear the shooting from the TV and from the phone because she was next to the Bataclan where the main attack happened.
Camille said she was surprised about the amount of activity there was on social media at the time. She said that didn't happen during the Charlie Hebdo attacks in January.
I received so many messages Friday night and Saturday of my students from here, my friends, but also people who are in my class and who know that I'm French. And honestly, it gave me so much hope.
The experience profoundly affected Camille, even thousands of miles from home.
We don't really feel safe anymore, but in the same time, I know I feel even, and I'm pretty sure like most of the French people feel that way, we feel even more convinced about our ideology.
Last Friday, GC lecturer Caroline Collier's brother, who lives far from Paris, was in the capital for a conference.
I was actually on my way back home from the office when my parents called me, and I was driving, so they left a message and told me that some terrorist attack had happened in Paris, but that my brother was okay. He was back at the hotel. I think, is very shocking and emotionally difficult for all French people and even beyond French people.
Another French native in Milledgeville, French Village owner Adeline Bramlett, did not want to appear on camera, but she did say, "There is no question Paris will mourn while still being able to move forward. People are coming out stronger from something like this. Overall, I don't think this will be a long-lasting effect on the French society."
One group that is making an impact in our community is Milledgeville's Soup Kitchen. This past Tuesday, Cafe Central served its annual Thanksgiving meal. Located at Freedom Church, Cafe Central provides hot meals every Tuesday from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Volunteers help serve over 500 plates of hot food to homeless people and others living in poverty. Facing a large deficit, Georgia College's athletic department is asking for a funding increase that will allow them to continue functioning at a competitive level. Emotions ran high Tuesday during the Student Mandatory Fee Committee's vote on the budget proposal. GC360's Cole Rogers has more on the story.
The Mandatory Student Fee Committee approved the athletic department's budget increase proposal on Tuesday by a vote of 4-2 with 2 abstentions. The athletic department is lobbying to increase student activity fees by $18 per semester.
Well, quite honestly, the reality is this $18 allows us to stay functioning. We have a deficit of $260,000. This actually gets us to about $235,000. So without this, we couldn't continue athletics as we know it.
Students and student athletes turned out in large numbers to support the vote, including senior softball player Marissa Boyette.
If you cut our funding in our sport, if you decrease us by 25%, we're not going to have that chance to be national champions. No, okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get fired up. This is really personal to us, obviously, but North Georgia won last year, their community has put up signs, flyers, banners, had a homecoming parade for them. Like, just think, if we won the national championship, what would that do for Milledgeville? What would that do for the university?
Athletic Director Wendell Staten said he was thrilled by the support.
I'm really more pleased that they gathered themselves and that whole team unity of almost 200 folks got together and said, this impacts us and we're together as a team.
President of Student Athletic Advisory Committee and senior soccer player Allie Berries weighed in on the decision.
We need this pay raise to help us stay where we're at and keep the competitive level so that these athletes can participate in the games and practices, get the equipment they need to be successful, and do what they love.
Despite the committee's decision, there is still some uncertainty. University President Dr. Steve Dorman will review the proposal, and if he and his cabinet members approve, the decision will move to Georgia's Board of Regents for the final decision.
A 25% cut across the board to all of our athletic programs. To start dismissing staff, those are the drastic measures, or even discontinue a program, which we hope none of that will happen, and we feel like the president has our back and he won't let that happen.
We will be following the story as President Dorman gets closer to making his decision. Reporting for GC360, I'm Cole Rogers.
Coming up, our entertainment segment.
Lauren Hargrove reviews the popular Hunger Games movie series. And later, GC's theater department presents the Ballad of Emmett Till. So don't move a muscle, and we'll be right back.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Welcome back. I'm Jai Fitzgerald.
And I'm Jessica Vickers.
Just before I forget, okay, so remember how we went downtown at Blackbird and we were talking about coffee and the performances and stuff like that? Okay, so apparently the rhetoric department is having a short play at Blackbird on December 3rd at 3:30.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I just thought about it. Oh, speaking of plays, Emmett Till.
What is that? I don't know.
Okay, so it's a really good play. Two of my best friends are in it. They're doing so good. It's going really well. It's very emotional, but it's really good. You should go see it. But you guys can go see it too. You still have 4 chances to see GC's production of The Ballad of Emmett Till, with a performance on Friday at 8 p.m., 2 performances on Saturday at 2 and 8, and 1 on Sunday at 2 p.m.
The shows will be held downtown at the Black Box Theater, and you can still purchase tickets at gcsutickets.com. Until then, GC360's Lizzie Perrin has the inside look at what the play is all about.
The Ballad of Emmett Till takes us back to Mississippi in 1955. Emmett Till was only 14, visiting his family from his home in Chicago when he was brutally murdered.
He was lynched because he supposedly whistled at a white woman, who is the character that I'm playing. And so her husband and her brother-in-law went and they took him out of his house in the middle of the night.
They took him to a shed where they beat him and tortured him for hours. They took an axe to his skull. They did really horrible, horrific things to his body.
The men shot Till and threw his body into the river. His mother ordered the body to be shipped back to Chicago for an open casket funeral, where thousands gathered to see the atrocities of his death.
This was the moment where we, as an American people, said, you know, we don't want this happening to anyone, regardless of race, regardless of age. We don't want these lynchings.
The show presents the historical tale in a unique way.
It is based in a very poetic style of writing. It is completely historical, but the playwright Ifa Baeza decided to take it in a more liturgical way, and there's definitely a rhythm to the piece.
Call me Bobo. Bobo. Emmy Lewis Till for first class.
The show is historic and contemporary at the same time.
I feel like it is still relevant today because we still have things that are happening that are not justice and they're not equal.
Racism is still much alive in practice, with the things going on in the news and, just a plethora of things that happen in our society today.
While the show emphasizes the tragedy of Emmett Till's death, it also shows how we can still hope for a better future.
It is important for us to embrace one another's humanity. It's important for us to respect and to cherish life and to celebrate life, as well as to conquer hate so that we are not harming one another out of hate, out of misunderstanding, out of fear, out of anything, but that we are instead helping one another to live peaceful and loving existences.
For GC360, I'm Lizzie Perrin.
Hello everyone, welcome back and happy almost Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's the last installment of the Hunger Games, so today I'm giving you a Hunger Games breakdown, and here are my expectations for the last one and what I think about the first three. To start off, the first movie did a great job of creating the dystopian universe of Panem and establishing the characters. It gives you a good idea of the political situation at hand and probably has the most captivating games. Overall, it's the most faithful to the book and it's a decent movie. However, the fan favorite's usually catching fire. The second installment, which in my opinion, it's more captivating. It's just a better movie. It's the best quality of all the Hunger Games movies. It's just bright and colorful. It has a good thing going for it. It's got a great mix of the games and the politics, which makes the series dramatic and real. It also does a good job of balancing the repercussions of the previous Hunger Games with the danger of the upcoming one. However, one of the purposes of this second movie was supposed to be seeing Katniss learn and grow, but a common complaint is that she still seems too whiny and annoying. Another being the love triangle, and God, aren't we all done with love triangles? I know I am, but don't worry, it just gets worse in the next one. In Mockingjay Part 1, Katniss fights alongside District 13 to overthrow the Capitol and rescue Peeta. But let's start out with the fact that this movie was a huge letdown. They should not have separated Mockingjay into two films. I mean, this movie is just based on 200-something pages. But hey, money. Everyone can thank Harry Potter for that lovely trend. Bottom line, this movie's boring. Besides a couple of minutes of action and a few explosions, it's mainly 2 hours of Katniss complaining because it's basically The Hobbit all over again and no one wants that. As for Part 2, I hope it'll be light years better than its predecessor. I would like to see more action and less whining on Katniss's behalf. She is in the middle of a war. She shouldn't have time to sit around brooding when things don't go her way. She should be out there fighting. I would also like to see a better wrap-up than the book had. It was extremely rushed, the ending. It just stops. It's basically just like, oh yeah, Peeta's good. We're good. The end. What? I mean, really? This has been a 4-year experience. We deserve a little bit more explanation of what happens to these characters. Finally, I'm hoping that this movie will keep the dark undertones that the book had. It's a story about war. I don't want it to be watered down into another stereotypical action movie or some young adult teen love story. If the plot sticks to its roots, this could be a halfway decent movie. And if you want to pick me up from the last, I would suggest seeing it. So that's all I have to say about it. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Up next, though, Kit and Darnell will keep you up to speed with the sports world, with basketball updates, game recaps, and the athlete of the week. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Hello and welcome back to GC360.
Now we're going to pass things along to Kit and Darlin for sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Darlin Davis.
I'm Kit Souther, and this is sports. The women's basketball team got off to a solid start this season as they split 2 games at the Peach Belt Conference Carolina Challenge.
The Bobcats lost the first game 73-55 to Emmanuel College, but rebounded in the second game, soundly beating Southern Wesleyan 71-52. This time, senior Kadisha Gibbs led the Bobcats with a career high of 18 points. They held Southern Wesleyan at a 22% field goal percentage and out-rebounded them 54-43.
The Ladies Bobcats continued their winning ways as they pulled out a tough win Tuesday night against Fort Valley State 58-33. Aaliyah McGriff scored 12 points to lead the team. Georgia College will put their 2-game winning streak on the line when they face Catawba Friday at the UNG Nighthawk Classic.
The men's basketball team is off to a flying start. They went 2-0 at the Peach Belt Conference Carolinas Challenge and added another victory Wednesday night.
As we said, the women's team is off to a 2-1 start while the men's team remains undefeated at 3-0.
GC360's Christian Thomas sat down with both head coaches to talk preseason ranks, season expectations, and fan attendance.
Preseason polls did not inspire confidence in either the men's or women's basketball team. The men's team ranked last in their conference, while the women found themselves in 7th place. Returning for his second season, men's coach Mark Gaines is not worried about his team's preseason placement.
Maybe they think we're going to be at the bottom, but I don't think we're going to be at the bottom this year because we have a pretty good team this year. So yeah, we don't concern ourselves too much with the preseason stuff, but we have to do it.
Right. Women's coach Maurice Smith sees his rank as a motivational tool.
That's kind of like an average finish, and so if we're not having a good practice, we can kind of throw that in their face. Hey, if you want to be an average team, you put out average work, but if you want to be a great team, you got to bring it every day, and displaying greatness every day in practice is a goal of ours.
Coach Gaines found that the team lost all their conference games last season by an average of 3 points. Could the lack of a fan base contribute?
And it's been proven. The fan base, the atmosphere, has something to do with whether or not the home team will win or not. And I think the more people we have in the Centennial Center, the better our chances go up. Just fans.
The players believe they can improve their record this year.
We want to make it to the Peach Belt tournament, and we want to win it. That's been our goal for the past 3 years that I've been here, is to win the Peach Belt. Also to make it to the NCAA. Haven't done that since I've been here, and we really want to do that.
We definitely have a lot more experience than last season, so we started to gel a lot more quicker than last season, and just hopefully we can just put it together on the court this weekend and come up with 2 wins.
The men will play Friday, November the 20th against the Albany State Golden Rams, while the ladies play on the road in their second tournament. Reporting for GC360, I'm Christian Thomas.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with GC360's Athlete of the Week, Kadisha Gibbs. So, Kadisha, it's the beginning of the season, and you know, you've just now started, but what do you hope to accomplish this season as a team and as an individual?
This year as a team, we hope to return to the PBC conference tournament this year, but hopefully we'll have a better ending as in winning the conference as to last year or the past couple years we've been the runner-up.
Gotcha, so you really want to win this year. So what schools are going to be the hardest to beat this season, in your opinion?
I would say Columbus State. Last year they really gave us a run for our money, and they've always been the team to beat.
So what are y'all planning to do to prepare for the beat down on Columbus?
Just stick to our team goals and morals and principles, which is the CATS principle, which stands for confidence, accountability, toughness, togetherness, and selflessness.
Very nice, very nice. And that's something that you said your coach has instilled in you for the past couple years, correct?
Yes.
Very nice. So what are your strengths individually and possibly weaknesses?
Well, my strength would definitely be my presence, because I have a big inside presence. And my weakness would definitely be my vocal ability to lead.
All right. Well, winning their second game in a row, the Bobcats will look to continue their streak as they travel to Dahlonega this weekend for the University of North Georgia's Nighthawk Classic. Kadisha, thank you so much for being here today and giving us a closer look to you and your team. We wish you the best of luck throughout this season. That's all for GC Sports. There's still more to come, so stay with us. Coming up, are you thinking about adopting a pet? The Animal Rescue Foundation might have a furry friend for you. We'll be right back. Very good job.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
after-school program, YES, allows college students to get involved by tutoring 3rd through 12th grade students in the Baldwin County school system. GC360's Michelle Dubin has the story.
When school gets out, the YES program at several of the Milledgeville public schools begins. YES is an after-school program that seeks to further educate students, raise graduation rates, and inspire curiosity. The students gain a lot from the program and love coming back each year.
My favorite thing about YES is definitely the teachers. I like being able to talk with them, just not in a school setting.
When you go to YES, you don't have to do all of your homework when you get home. You just have to do a little tiny bit, and then you can just watch TV.
The website's mission statement states, its mission is to raise achievement and education aspirations for students in grades 3 through 12, as well as their adult family members. GC360 visited Midway Elementary and Oak Hill Middle School to speak with some of the students, teachers, tutors, and education coordinators.
Well, YES is an after-school program here at on Oak Hill. We service about 150 students. We help them with homework, tutoring, study skills, organizational skills. We also have an enrichment hour where they kind of work on social skills. We have a disc golf group. We do a physically fit group where they research about different types of healthy lifestyle type things.
Teachers find it very rewarding to help students succeed at YES.
So you really do see a lot of growth and a lot of achievement because of YES, because kids really do. They come in, they work hard, and if they may not get in day school, then they know they can come to YES and maybe work a little harder, especially with a smaller group, and that'll help them. So seeing them grow and achieve really is the most rewarding thing about it.
Several Georgia College students work at YES to help the program succeed.
I currently work with a fifth grade teacher who focuses on history and math. She recently changed. Last year she was history and science. So basically an array of subjects. The kids that we tutor, they definitely have an array of subjects for homework. So I'm fairly well versed in the different subjects that they have for homework to be able to help them with that.
The YES program also operates at Baldwin County High School.
The YES program has been around for 9 years and continues to say yes to making promises come true. This is Michelle Dubin reporting for GC360.
Volunteers gather every Saturday to help prepare dogs and cats for adoption. Michelle Dubin is back with the story of the local Animal Rescue Foundation.
Saturday mornings in Milledgeville, dogs and cats get to come out of their cages to be adopted by students and families in the community. If it wasn't for the Animal Rescue Foundation, many of these animals would have no hope. They would be sent to the Baldwin County Animal Shelter, where they would be put to sleep in 20 days if no one adopts them. Robin Register, president of ARF, helps keep the animals out of the shelter and in good homes.
We're the local Humane Society. We take in homeless animals, always spay and neuter them, vaccinate them, any vet care that they need, and then we adopt them out to families that want pets.
It is extremely important that animals are spayed and neutered to prevent unwanted cats and dogs.
Just an abundance of puppies and kittens. Please spay and neuter. That's what stops that.
Volunteers are very important to ARF. One volunteer that stands out among